The other day, I had a great conversation with a really good friend of mine. His name's Brian, and but we really dove into some really great stuff. I think we were on the phone for like 3 hours, but it was really great to talk to a buddy of mine who's known me all my music career, throughout my music career, and he's like a brother from another mother. Really cool dude. Before we dive into that, first of all, please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and like the video. I really appreciate you following me on my journey as I create my new album, ER, which I'm going to talk about more later on in this episode. Oh, but first, I do want to say that coming up on September 4th is the first single release from the ER album, and the song is called Lost. You're going to really dig it. It is being released worldwide, everywhere, and all the platforms that you listen to music on. And even here on YouTube, and I don't want you to miss out, so super excited about that. Mark your calendars for September 4th. If you're watching this video after September 4th, 2026, this is going to be old information. However, you got to check out this single. I'm super excited about it. Turned out really great, and we got some other singles that we're going to be doing as pre-releases before we actually release ER officially, so I just wanted to get that out there. Mark your calendar, September 4th. All right, so my buddy Brian, he's the guy in this photo who he's on the far right. And it's funny, like people would be like, "Oh my God, Brian, your hair is freaking awesome. I wish my wife's hair looked like that." Anyway, like I say, cool dude, brother from another mother. We just had such a great conversation. By the way, on the far left is my buddy Rick, who is also a great guitar player, and we played in bands together. And next to me, of course, is Bert, who was the bass player in a band that me and Rick were in. And so we talked about, me and Brian, we talked about those days of when I started playing in one of my first bands. In fact, here's a photo from, this is our very first gig, actually, that we played out in LA at Madam Wong's West. We were still in high school. Matter of fact, that is Rick on the far right. But that was a band that I played in. And that's actually was when I was in that band that I met Brian. But the conversation was talking a lot about the past, a lot about things that we experienced together. And through that band, matter of fact, we rehearsed, I don't know, at least 3 times a week, and on Friday nights was open band practice, which means that anyone can go to the rehearsal, right? It was open band practice, so like everybody and their brother would show up to watch us play, and we did that every Friday, and we practiced in this garage, basically, which we converted into a little studio, and it was packed. It wasn't a big, definitely not a big space, but it was packed every Friday. 20, 30 plus people, if not even more, crammed into our studio, and we played live. And then afterwards was just like party central. So my routine, and this is what I will share from my past, is the routine was after band practice, I would pack up my stuff and leave. But everybody else would stay because it was, again, like party central, drinking, drugs, everything that you can possibly imagine would go on during the aftermath of when we played. So makes you wonder, were people showing up to actually see us play, or were they really there because they couldn't wait for us to finish so they could dive into their drug addictions? Who knows? I don't know, but I went home. By 10 o'clock at night, I'm watching TV, relaxing at my own house, while everybody else is frying their brains after the band practice. And Brian, back in the day, he had that addiction, which he's gotten over that, and he's been sober for so many years, and I'm very proud of what he's been able to accomplish. But we were talking about those days, those crazy days when we would, when he would stay and I would leave. But I'm really glad that we stayed in touch. But again, bury the past. Now, there are things that I remember that he remembers as well. There are some good memories, but again, I asked the question, bury the past or learn from it? or both? And my answer is, yeah, you know what? I don't want to live in the past. I don't want to keep reliving a lot of these moments because it puts me in a mindset that I just don't want to be part of. And the other part of it is, of course, learning from it. So for me, it is both. I do, bury the past for just the bad mindset that it creates, not the good memories, but just the bad stuff. And then learning from those experiences. Same thing with another band that I was in. I was in way too long. It was a band called the Horse Soldiers, which was like a country, like a folk rock country Americana band, believe it or not. Far cry from what I'm doing now, but I did this. And it was interesting back in the day when I did this. Like I said, I spent way too much time in this band. I should have quit it a long time ago. And I'm not even friends with the guy who leads the band anyway. He kind of dropped off the face of the earth, and so be it. But in this photo there, you see the guy on my right, the tall guy, Alan, great dude, bass player. I brought him into this band. On the far left is Matt Watson, great harmonica player, brought him into this band. Gina, who is a fantastic singer, she sang harmony in this band, brought her into the band. Jeff wouldn't even have a band if I didn't bring in my friends, my other musicians' friends. But we did our thing. We made an album. But like I say, there are some interesting memories and stories that I could share from that experience. But again, bury the past, because there's a lot of things I just don't want to. I don't want to bring back those bad memories. I don't want to live in the past. Now, did I learn from those experiences? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that, again, brings me to where I am today. Matter of fact, even back when I was playing bass at a church, did that for several years. It was a fun gig. Loved the people that I played with. I visited the church not too long ago. It's been at least over a year and a half since I'd gone there. And it was great to go to LA and visit friends and see people, at that church as well. One of my buddies, a great musician who actually sang harmonies on the 1111 album, David Dag Lee. Awesome musician, just an incredible human being. He's back at running the music at the church again because he wasn't, he was gone for a while, and I was glad to see him back. It was great to catch up with him. I met up with the pastor and talked to him a little bit, and he kind of dodged and took off, and it just felt a little weird. And I had texted him afterwards, saying, hey man, I wish we could have hung up and out and talked a little bit. And he never responded. And like for me, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way in a sense, just because, if you're a pastor of a church, shouldn't you at least respond? And he didn't. And that kind of bummed me out. So again, learn from the experience. Maybe there's just something that I need to move on, or just a personality trait that I didn't want to see, or maybe I didn't see of his that kind of showed itself. So, but anyway, I got to see my friends, and that was really cool. But again, bury the past, learn from it. I do both. What was another thing that I wanted to talk to you about? I guess, even back in the day when I was playing with this band, this was taken from the Troubadour. The guy playing keyboards, my friend Dan, we're still friends. We don't talk very often, but we played in previous bands, and he was smart too because he moved. I think where is he living? Oregon or somewhere now. But he got past all the basically the band bullshit and moved on with his life, and that's great, and I support him for that. So again, the question. Bury the past or learn from it, or both? The answer for me is both. There are memories that I love and I appreciate, but I definitely don't want to live in the past. There are just situations that I have no problem burying because it doesn't mean anything, right? It is in the past. It's done. It's done, okay? It's done. Move on. Live in the now. Learn from those experiences, which I've done, and move on. So I am in the now. I love being in the now. I love doing my next album, ER, which I'm so super excited about. This album is so badass. Great musicians, Mike Mangini on drums. We got Matt Bissonette on bass. We have Wally Minko playing piano. It's a great group of musicians playing on this album, and it's total kick-ass music, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to release the album. But, like I mentioned, the first single, Loss, comes out on September 4th. Again, mark your calendars. I don't want you to miss that song release. I'm really excited about it. I want to share that excitement with you. That's really just what I wanted to share with you on this episode of Raw and Unfiltered is don't live in the past. You can cherish memories from the past, but if there's things to bury, bury them, right? Because there's no point in grinding emotionally about things that may have happened. Move on. Just move on. Even that experience I had not too long ago about the pastor. Moving on, because hey, this is my life. I live in the now. I'm doing great things. I love making music and having you following me and listening to my music. You guys are freaking awesome, the best fans ever, which I super appreciate. But again, that's my word of advice. Don't live in the past, bury the bad things. There's no sense in hanging on to that crap. Cherish the memories, live in the now, create awesomeness for the future. There it is. Finally, my friends, of course, my advice to you, as always, not advice, it's my assignment, right? You got to do this. When you're out and about in the world, smile at a stranger, say hello to them, give them a compliment, because that small gesture of kindness can make the world of difference in somebody's life. So be a life changer. All right, I'm Laire. Thank you so much for tuning in, and join me for the next episode of Raw and Unfiltered. Have a great week.